can say, and then after we will do some critical aspects of this topic. We will do the discussion on critical aspects of this topic. Suraj.
Yeah,
Bro. So what do you think, like China basically surrounding India by doing some strategic agreement with our neighboring country, and we call it as a string of pearls theory. Now India is also doing the same with China by diamond necklaces strategy. So what do you think, the strategy of India is effective or not? What do you think?
yeah. In my point of view, like strategy of India is effective because, as we have seen in the video, that 60% of the Chinese like trade continue from the state of Malacca. So in there, our Sabang port is most important port where we can tackle China's trade, because he said that 60% of trade route of China continuous or going from state of Malacca. That's why Sabang port is most important for us. And also we are like protecting that string of pearls. We have also make working on the what is that? Yeah, Andaman and Nicobar, North Andaman and Middle Andaman. We are making one route which makes this route more easily. So that's why we can tackle easily with China. Yeah, and other thing is that we are also a quad relationship with four countries. That is also one of the other things from where we can tackle China easily. Yeah, this strategy, in my point of view, this is the best strategy to tackle with China.
Okay. Anyone else who want to say? Anant and Rajput, no one at attention at all. Do you want to say something, Patrick?
Actually, this is my the first interest of subject that I have been visited international relations. So in the sense of the all video, I could say that it would be the safest point for the India only, that to tackle the problems that are created by the China. We can say it could be an eagle eye for the India to be constructing that the diamond necklace around the China. I would say only that, but this is because my first time. So, and the first time in the international relations. So that's, I think I observed that was something.
Yeah. Nice. Anyone else? Yeah, it is quite different topics. Yeah, you are right, and some of the people here, they must have talking about this topic first time. So I already said it is completely new. These topics are that we have never ever discussed. Yeah. So there are a few more questions like that. What do you think? Like there are so many Indians, they basically criticizing the present PM, like Modi ji is wasting our time by doing world tour. What do you think? Modi ji is doing good by visiting different countries. Recently, we visited France, Germany, Denmark, and so many countries here in Europe. And so what do you think? I think the Modi is the one of that prime minister who basically visited so many countries here in last 8 years, I think. So what do you think, whether Modi is doing good for our foreign policies or not? Is there any faults, any defaults, any bugs in our foreign policy? You can also tell us.
Okay. If I will talk about that, in my point of view, Modi ji visiting or visited most of the country in the world. So in my point of view, this is most important for India, because upcoming, if India want to become a developed country, then it is and another thing is that Japan is most important, because the technology of Japan is most important for us. So that's why Modi ji visited that particular country, because of we want to tackle China and we want to become a developed country. So Mongolia is one of that, where Modi ji visited, and they make an air base on the Mongolia, and also in Kazakhstan, or like military bases in Kazakhstan. So this is the best way to, like, if we want to make a good relationship with any country, then we should visit it on at that country. We should visit on that country and make a good relationship, because you know that if someone come our house, our home, then what we say, that Atiti Devo Bhava, Atiti Bhagwan ke samane, someone this kind of thing. So if we will go on their country, so that's why we can make a good relationship with those country, because they will accept our policy. Because Mongolia, this is the first time where we make a air base. So after the visiting Modi, after the visiting Modi in that country, so after that we make a good relationship with Mongolia. So that's why if Modi ji is mm, visiting all the countries, that is good for India, I think, in my point of view. And one of the Modi ji is one of the best prime minister of in my point of view, Modi ji is one of the best prime minister of the countries. Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else who want to say something? Dorimi, Dorimon, yeah. Dorimon?
Okay.
Ortheologistic.
What is the topic?
Yeah. The topic is here. It's like similar to India versus China, that we are rivals. So China is basically surrounding India. We call it as a string of pearls theory, and India is doing the same with China nowadays. Not nowadays, since last few years. We call it as a diamond necklace theory. So what is your view here about this? Modi have visited so many countries here in last 8 years, and there are so many people in India. They basically criticizing Modi, that Modi is wasting our time, wasting our tax money by visiting different countries. So yeah, this one is, what is your view? Yeah, Dorimon, you can also speak. Dorimi and Dorimon and Orthologistic, yeah, you can speak.
So, Shantanu, I just went through the video, the link which you shared in the group. I think the information which was shared over there, that's the information I was aware a little bit, and that was only widened more. So, extra apart from that video, I don't have more extra information on that things.
Okay. Okay, yeah. By the way, anyone else who want to speak? Yeah. Anyone else? Otherwise, yeah, we will talk on one more question. That question is like that. At present, India is basically doing expenditure around 70 to 75 billion dollar on defense. It is approximately 4,50,000 crore rupee, yeah, Indian rupee. We are doing expenditure on defense. China is basically expenditure around 2,50,000 dollar, yeah, $250 billion on defense. And the USA is basically expenditure around $800 billion. So do you think that India should increase defense budget? Do you think that India should decrease our defense budget or increase our defense budget? What do you think? Because we have still poverty, we have corruption, so many people are dying. So what do you think here?
What I think, after this war between Ukraine and Russia, so this power which was basically concentrated in the hands of USA, now we can see that the power will be distributed, and various other countries like India, China, and all those, like multipolar world will be created. So the thing is, if India is expenditure, if it is increasing its expenditure more and more in this defense sector, so it will be very much beneficial. Because nowadays what's happening, initially we were very much dependent on Russia, USA for our defense imports, but nowadays we can see that we are supplying defense equipments to various countries. So if we are increasing, so it's not like that everything we are giving, but after expending on that thing, we are even earning, right? Like we are selling various equipments, like we are providing various defense services to Vietnam and all those countries. So I think it's India should increase their defense. And also, if it has to become the world power, then it's very much important for India to do so.
Yeah, you speak good. Like we are also earning something here. by exporting defense
Yeah,
equipment
I
like we have
also want
exported.
to speak.
Yeah, bro, speak. Indra.
Yeah. So as you mentioned that India should increase the defense budget. The problem is India should increase the defense budget, but also need to uh, uh, means the look if you see the facts of like you also already mentioned that we have the something like 4 lakh crore of the defense budget, but if you look into that the I think 40 to 50% goes to the salary or the pensions that the government pay to the army officer. It's not like that I am against it, but yeah it's look if the defense of the defense secretary or the National Security Advisor Ajit Doval also said that the future warfare is not going to be like physically, or it is like the more use of technology compared to a previous or in the past. And like you also see the new warfare technique like information warfare, the security, and these things are need to involve in India. And according to the defense sector, the government is also know that we need to spend more on our the air force, or mostly the air force and the navy, because we have the large Indo-Pacific region, and we all know that the China's threat. And so I think that uh, and the government is also working on that. That's why the government uh, increase the defense budget, but don't want to buy the defense product from the foreign company. Don't want to buy the defense product from the foreign company. And if you look in the recent news, that government is also promoting the Make in India defense, and also the Rajnath Singh also banned the most of the defense item to import, and try to manufacture with the Indian companies like Mahindra and Tata. And yeah, and we definitely see in the future that government going to increase our defense budget. And if it is not like that, it would not benefit. If if that basis on the Make in India, that it will definitely benefit, because the main startup company get the technology or the infrastructure by the DRDO and the support from the government institute. Yeah, and so yeah, government is also looking for increase our defense budget and more capable for the Indian security. That's it.
Yeah, Indra. By the way, that point when you said that we are basically expenditure on defense, but most of our budget yeah, goes into by paying salaries to our retired person and working personnel of our army. And yeah, this one is like good point, I think. And
Okay, so
I
I have a
think
question.
yeah,
Which topic is moving on?
India
I
China
was
rival.
asking, like, nowadays, like, government is doing PPP, that is public private partnership. So if we'll be doing such things in the military sector or this defense sector, so what are the harmful effects it will be going to create? Like, because it is said no, that military should be in hand of government only, we cannot give it to the private sectors.
Yeah, the government is the looking the point that government is looking at the compromising the quality, because if you see the private sector sometimes compromise the quality and the standard. And that's why government is also making the uh, regulation or the some law that and not law, and government fix some standards that need to met by the private sector. And of course there is a loyalty and the protection of the Indian technology uh, from the foreign entities, you can say. And yeah, government is also know that, but the private sector needs to go into the defense. And so the defense industry of the India uh, will have the better future.
Yeah, because in any market, a single person is selling anything. he can do like whatever he wants to do. And if there is like competition, they try better and hard to like fulfill and try to design new weapons rather than you have seen the like the situation in HAL, uh, like the new aeroplanes and the tanks which are needs to be delivered in 2018 are currently not yet delivered. So you have to like focus on these things, and uh, you can see like our government is doing partnership and giving the private companies like opportunities so that they can develop their uh, own defense equipments. And like if they can sell their defense equipment, as you can see in US, their like companies are Bombardier, uh, Airbus, and like I don't remember much of their names, but you can see like they have their defense companies who are doing creating new weapons and doing their research with that money and selling those weapons to the other nations. So I think in India, government is also trying to like open sourcing like any private company who can make good weapons and good quality weapons with you can say that with good accuracy, they can the Indian government will definitely buy. You can see like many yojanas were launched in this time period, and after that you have seen like first we don't have like much company, but right now we have like 23 companies which are working on the Indian defense weapons sector. And this can boost the Indian economy, and uh, this will create new weapons, and it will fulfill our demands. Uh, that's it, guys.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I
Nice.
like to Yeah, I'd like to also mention that there's a new, I think you heard of the space warfare, and we also seen that the Indian Space Institute (ISRO) is also uh, helping the private sector to grow in the Indian market. And yeah, and the space like satellite things are also important for our security. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. I think India should focus on a domestic manufacturing industry of India. Like Dorimi said, that is it good to implement the PPP model? I think it is good because if you see in USA, in countries like USA, you will see the top three major player, yeah, in defense industry. Yeah, all are basically private based. Like first one is the Lockheed Martin. Lockheed Martin is basically that company who is basically supplying your weapons to even Ukraine, yeah, via USA government. Northern Grumpat Corporations, that one is also a private player, and the Boeing company, and it's a very famous for fighter jets. These companies are basically are totally private based, and India is basically somehow influenced by the Western your economic your culture. You can say even our army, like yeah, that one basically the structure of our army is basically influenced by the Western philosophy. So I think it is
No,
good
no,
if
no,
you
no,
implement.
no, no, no.
Yeah,
You are wrong. Our army is different from the US because if
no,
they
no,
use
I said
the
Western. Yeah. It's a UK. Yeah,
No, 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 no,
not
no, no.
UK,
US.
whatever you
Not in
said that
UK.
our army has the more division you can see the compared to the Western one because we have the highest mountain peak, we have the also desert, we have the also muddy islands to fight. There are the many regiment to prepare in the proper land warfare or the air or you can say in the coastal areas. Yeah, so it is totally different if you go through the army
Inder, I
sector.
think
No,
I
no,
want
I
to
am
correct you
not
on
talking
this.
from that perspective. Yeah, you are right, bro. In
Like
that
you
sense, yeah, we
guys,
are totally different. Yeah, we have so many
we totally
regiments that are
different.
basically on caste basis.
No, no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no, no.
yeah.
You can't like
So
the
they are
caste
not
basis regiment are like totally different. Rather than
our you can
It is
like
not caste basis. You can say it is. If you just see the Rajputana rifles or Punjab regiment, it is before our independence. It is like the uh, British what he has done with the regiment, and we are just going to continue. And we also make some other regiments, and yeah, just yeah. I can't remember. You can say the Rashtriya Rifles,
I
and yeah,
think guys, we need to like need some serious reforms rather than as in like Shan says, like we are following the Western influenced military structure. But you can see if we are influenced by the Western structures, we our military is like more efficient than ever,
No,
because
brother.
you can see
Maltese, brother. He's not saying about that Western culture. He's saying that rule and regulation in army, that is Western. He's saying about that, brother. Not saying about
yeah,
that.
yeah,
I
yeah.
am
That
saying rules like we have the some type of the ceremony when we have copied it, like beating the tree ceremony. Hope you know. So
Yeah,
I
that's
am
what I'm
saying in
saying.
that
Like
sense,
we need some
yeah,
serious
because
yeah,
there are some
yeah,
reforms.
yeah.
changes
I
here.
can understand.
So,
Yeah, yeah. You because we are the from the in British rule era, na. So
yes,
yeah.
some tradition are
That's why
still
we
going
follow.
on, and yeah,
Yeah,
I
brother.
got it.
That's why we're following that rule and regulation. He's talking about that, brother. Not talking about the difference. He's not differentiate between the army or like those things.
by the way, we have changed so many from last 70 years. We did so many changes, and you are right. Even somehow we are basically get influenced by the Russian, yeah, USSR during the 90s, 80s time. You can say
Yeah,
that's why we are
possibly.
more dependent on Russia. I think in defense.
No, no, Russia aspect is a
Defense,
altogether
brother.
different. If you give me a minute, I can make you understand. Because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we have the, if you see in the Cold War era, we are the non-alignment, you know that. So that's why the USA doesn't want to sell the weapons to us. And the another point is the USA weapon is much costlier than the Russia, and every time the USA, apart from the 20 years, every time the USA sell the weapon, they are like old or something. But Russia sell the weapon at low cost and the state of art technology, and yeah, that's why we purchase the weapons from the Russia. And you can see the 1970 war in Bangladesh separation. The Russia came to help, and yeah, there are many reasons. That's why we are buying from the Russia. But nowadays, because of the uh, corruption going on in the Russia, and yeah, so we are not buying the weapons from them. And there are many reasons, but uh, yeah, it takes time.
Yeah, bro. Nice.
Another
Corruption is
reason is that another reason is that India want to become a self-dependent country like Atmanirbhar Bharat. That's why we like ban our foreign minister. Our Sikh, we can say that he's saying that India will become a self-dependable country. It will make its manufacturing in its own country. That's why we are not buying from another country. Yeah.
So do we also participate in that or not?
Hello,
Or is
guys.
it
Can you please tell me that what are you discussing about?
still don't
we
know,
are
man?
discussing.
Russia, Ukraine.
No, no, not Russia, Ukraine. We are discussing about the India versus China rivalry and the string of pearls theory versus the diamond
Okay.
necklace theory. And the topic is pinned here. You
Diamond
can check the
necklace.
second pin message, second last pin message. So yeah, there is a one more question. Sometimes we feel, what do you think the major threat to India? Yeah, is it Pakistan or China? What do you think?
According to me, that major threat is China because Pakistan as a small country can't do nothing without China, and it is backed up by China only.
Okay.
I think, in my point of view, also China is the biggest threat for India in the upcoming time because in the coming year, China will become a developed country, also in the world developed country, not developed, biggest developed country in the coming year. So it can become a threat for India. It will try to domain claim South
Suraj,
China
you are
Sea
not
also.
audible, man.
Yeah, yeah. I'm saying that China is biggest threat for India in upcoming time because as we know that China China is like upcoming developed countries now right now upcoming superpower we can say. So that's why China can become a threat for India, and he's also trying to claim South China Sea. So it means that can become a biggest threat for us in the upcoming time. So we should to prepare for
Okay.
that threat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I
is
would
it a
like to
problem?
speak.
Network issue with my side or Surat side?
Surat side.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, some network issue.
So the problem is not that weapon or the how rich China is. The problem is that the supply chain. If you look into the world and the why the China has so much influence with the other countries, and you can see in the UN or on any other forum, you recently seen the good example of the WHO and uh, coronavirus information because of the supply chain of the China. We still, if you can see that the recently imports from China is crosses 100 billions for only India, and the most of the countries have dependent for their raw material from the China, and that's why he's using this supply chain for uh, their soft power, and the reason is the if you look into the all the neighboring countries of India or China, there is a no one the powerful, and if you see in the economic aspect, you see that the most of the country has the process the debt to GDP ratio over 20%, and yeah, Pakistan, Nepal, and the Sri Lanka, and we have the only one has a good stable economy, and that's what the China fears, and and there are other points, and yeah, anybody can continue.
Anyone else who want to say something about this here, you can also speak.
First of all, good evening, all of you.
Yeah.
Hello. What is
Welcome.
the topic? What is the topic on which are you talking?
Topic is quite related to the India-China. It's like related to the defense, string of pearls and diamond necklace theory. So this
So
one is the
sorry,
topic.
I have no
You
idea
can
about
read the
this.
second last pin message of this group. You will get to know about the topic. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, this one is the topic. Anyone who want to speak here, you can also speak on the same here. Like I ask one question like that: which country is the major threat to India? Yeah, whether it's Pakistan or China. But in my view, Rohan, you have some mic issue here, bro. Leave the VC and
Yeah,
join
from
again.
Rohan side actually. Rohan,
Yeah,
mute, yeah.
leave VC and join again, bro.
He's horrible.
Yeah, yeah,
Excuse me, is chance?
yeah.
Is she horrible or not?
Excuse me, Chancellor.
No, whenever he opens the mic, like it
Sir,
creates
I
problem.
want to know what is the exact meaning of the diamond necklace. Sorry, what is the exact meaning? Why the name has been chosen?
Yeah, like no
I
one
guess
coined
because
this
of
name.
topology.
This name is
If you
basically
see the
coined by
topology.
the different media houses. That this name was basically first coined by the USA defense agency. They basically coined this name string of pearls and diamond necklace theory. Then we started to use in the same way that previously we call Asia Pacific. But nowadays all the Quad member country, even the Western country, they call Asia Pacific as a Indo-Pacific. So diamond necklace, that why we are calling it as a diamond necklace, because if you see the naval bases that India have around the China, and if you point out all the naval bases of India, it seems like a necklace. Yeah. So that's why we call it as a necklace. And in string of pearls theory, like if you see the naval bases of China, that are basically that are basically in Pakistan, Nepal. These are naval bases are near to our neighboring country. These are basically our neighboring country, and China basically did something that is unexpected. Like China basically leaves the Gwadar port for at least 40 years, Hambantota for 99 years. So you can see like Yeah, at least for next year, 50 to 60 year, we have this threat. Like the Hambantota port is basically acquired by the Chinese, yeah, PLA army. Yeah, you can say it was acquired by the state company, but you can see that is basically linked to the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party. So if you basically point out all the naval bases, it seems like that it is a pales here, string of pearls. So that's why it's a fancy name. You can say there is a no legal term for this. Yeah, just we are calling it as in nothing else. It's a fancy name.
Yeah, and you can add that the China wants to dominate the Indian Ocean, and we are the only one to counter China. And that's why the reason that the China is acquiring the ports of the different countries by giving them loan.
No,
Yeah,
actually, if you see the pattern now, if you see the pattern of like the pearl of string of China, then you will realize that first of all they want to like top the Asian countries which they have already surpassed. Okay, so there is no other country which can like catch their economy or their GDP because they are like above of them. And now what they are planning to do is that to lead the world. Like they want to defeat US also. And probably in the next 10 years we will see that China is on the top. Okay, because of rivalry, like you would accept or not, but yeah, this is a better truth that is going to happen, and it's because of like because of their policies. Like we can say that this country is communist, or like even some people claim that they are having dictatorship also. But whatever they are doing, the results are fruitful, and it is favoring them. And if you see that string pearl strategy that they are using, so it is clearly visible that they are countering India because they know like this country always always against them. Like whatever they are doing, like we always contradict on their strategies. Okay, uh, so that is the reason they just want to like first of all grab the neck of those countries like which is against them. So India, like we know that like what kind of situations are there after like the Tibet, when this Tibet war happened and they have acquired Tibet. From that only time, like they are against of us, and that's what like they are thinking. So India already knew these strategies. That's the reason like they are also planning to defense, and they have came up with the necklace theory that if in case like they are going to attack us, then we will like we should also have some counter over to it. And definitely like people are asking like Pakistan is a threat or China is a threat. I would say they both are not threat actually. See, first of all, if you are able to like develop your country, then work on it. Like if you are like really good in terms of like monetary funding, if you are like really contributing toward your nation, then I don't think so like people or like the area matters actually. If you see Israel, like they are very small country, but they are dominating the whole Middle East. Okay, so the same kind of mentality like India should also have. Like, but on the other hand, on the daily basis, like government has to fight for the daily bread and butter to fulfill the daily needs of this large population, and with the like very less area. Like people often say that China is also having a population. Yeah, they are number one in terms of population, but if you see the geographical region that they are having, that is also too much. And now they are able to control it also. But on the other hand, like if you see the India's pattern, then we are like lagging in a lot of things. So we need to work on it, those things also. So we are the enemy of on our on, we can say that.
No, no, I would not
I
agree
don't
from
think so.
you.
I don't
And
think so.
we are not enemy of our own. Yeah, we are democracy, so we have the difference of opinion. And if you are mentioning that China and Pakistan are not what's that, the late CDS Vipin Rawat also mentioned that the Pakistan is not a threat, China is a threat. I am giving an example that the recently having the power cut because of the cyber attack by China. What you say about that? It delayed our the industry and affect the industry system. If we want to develop our economy, that we need to uh, uh, coop up against that threats, and so why the defense expenditure is also important. And if they are not a threat, then we can invest our in the other sector that money. But we are investing in the defense sector. Why? Because we know that they are creating problem, and because of the Ladakh standoff, we have to spend 13,000 crores of extra in that. So yeah, this is making affect our expenditure also. So I am not agree with you.
Yes, sir. Actually, I
Pawan sir,
definitely
I
agree over
also
here.
don't agree for
Yeah,
Pawan sir.
no, I agree. I agree with Inder actually. But see, if you are spending this much money on your military system, don't you think so that China is also spending a way more than you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that doesn't mean we bow down in front of China, because we and thought in mindset that the China is our friend, and we did the same mistake earlier, and we don't want to do mistake,
No, you
and the
cannot. Like
government
you
is
cannot
also
even
know that.
regard them as a friend because they are not.
Yeah,
As simple as
we
that.
actually need to focus our defense system, whoever and whatever comes against us, and we are definitely capable of that. And China is also know that, so he will definitely not going to
You know,
war with
might
us.
be like
And
after
Okay, yeah.
25 years, we will see that the way we are trying to learn English, we need to try to learn Mandarin also after
no,
25 years.
no,
I
no,
would
of
say.
course not that. Then you
I would say
don't go through the
it might be
you
the
don't go
situation.
through the recent news, because the India is also spending donating the money for the Hindi language advertisement in the UN or in the many international forums. So it's not like that we have to learn Mandarin and whatever.
No,
You should go
if
through
they
the
are
recent
if they
news, and
become like world
yeah, your
powerful
point
nation,
are
then
baseless.
yeah. No. If they become
Okay,
like
yeah.
a superpower, then in
Now,
that case, like,
yeah,
don't
let's
you
move on
learn?
the next question here. We can move because now it's only 13 minutes that we have. So we need to complete all the questions and we need to do discussion on each and every questions. And it was good, yeah. So the next one is like that. Like we basically China and India, we both are ancient company. We are neighbors, and we have so many organizations, yeah, where we are participating as a member country, like HCO, Shanghai Cooperation Groups, RIC, Russia, India, China Group, BRICS. So do you think in future, yeah, like India, China, and Russia would be friend, yeah, would be friend, yeah, maybe after 10 years,
I agree.
maybe there may be some geopolitical shifts because we cannot trust on USA due to the 1971 and Kargil war and all these issues. What do you think here?
Yeah, it's possible according to me. Yeah, it's a possible because the Russia and China is so close, but and can't ignore India. Russia can't ignore to India. So that is the whole point. And if you see the recently happen in two state China, sorry, China and India, something something happening in the soft power like that. In the prison, something happen in China. They do something. The colleges student they are allowed to right now. So right now India, China thought that the change of mindset, because of India, the don't agree to some points on the relationship of US because of their own foreign policy. That's why they think that right now in this, if you see the China's newspaper, they told that India is not on their own foreign policy. They don't agree the the US strategy. So that's why they think. I think according to me, they think we can the can close and the counter of US also. That and think like Russia also. So I think it will be happen. What happen? I don't know, but they think that right now in the China something news. Yeah.
Okay. Pawan, Indra, and
Yes,
remaining
like
participant here.
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Can you repeat the question? Okay, Pawan wants
Yeah.
to go. Go.
yeah. I want to say like you can also get the question as well in that case. Like if in future we will see that India and China like coming together to fight some other country, or like they are coming together as a friends. So I would say like when it comes to like any kind of war, then India is very well known to be a non-alliance member, and I definitely, like what I believe in is that again India will play the same role. Like we are very diplomatic towards these things, and which is good actually. That is the reason we are having uh, friendships or good relations with all the nations. Even when you it comes to China, like the way Shan already mentioned that we are still like participating in a lot of meetings like SARC and BRICS and RIC. So it is because of that. Like we have never shown like our real emotions towards any country. So this is a good thing. And I would say like when it comes to future, like when like Russia is in or World War III will happen, then again India will play a safe side. And because first of all you need to protect your own country, your own people, then you will protect others. So this is my opinion.
Yeah, Indra.
Yeah, can you repeat the question? Actually, I forgot.
Question was like we are participating in HCU summit and BRICS, RIC. We even sometimes do the defense exercise with China. So what do you think in
No, no,
future?
no, no. Military involvement with the China is too much less,
No,
or
we are
you can
doing.
say,
We did a defense exercise. Yeah, it was a small scale warfare. Yeah, at
no,
Pakistan,
no, no,
and
no,
we did.
no, no, no.
Yeah.
If you go with the details of the that we are practicing, or is it not like that? Yeah, definitely we have the some war exercise with the USA, UK, and France. And look, string of pearls and these diamond. It is, I think, is the old, because if you see the recent news, there are very big development coming. As you heard about the global NATO, anyone?
Global News Times, Global Times. Yeah.
No, 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 global NATO and
Oh yeah, Global
NATO.
NATO. Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah, this is the big development because the UK already mentioned that the look, NATO is the separate for like particular area that we known as the Europe and America, you can say Western. But the global NATO is like the idea that Western countries are pitching, because the uh, the Western countries are wanted to add the defense pact with the Vietnam or the many Asian countries to tackle the China, and it is like the small countries are also benefiting from that, because you see the recently that China has a major uh, uh, like culprit in the bullying the small countries like Vietnam, Philippines, and these all that. But the India as a part of global NATO, it is a different. You can say the aspect, and yeah, so global NATO is the much focus, and the China is also eyeing on that. And you see in the recent news of the global times, it's like a state media of the China. They also want the India and the many countries to not join the global NATO. But this thing is very, if you see the recent developments, it's like the we are going to move in the more volatile uh, period, you can say, and you can also say the second Cold War.
Yeah. Maybe a hidden Cold War is running between India, China, USA, and India, US
Not
and China as well.
not hidden, because if you look the why we all the countries are against the China, because China is not following the world order, or as you can say the order which are fixed by the Western countries. And the first of all, they are the everyone knows that within 2 or 3 years they are going to attack Tibet, and none of the country wants the war with the China. Tibet, sorry, I'm talking about Taiwan. So everyone knows that the China is going to attack in 2 or 3 years. Within 2 or 3 years, they're going to attack. The problem is the how the whole countries of the world punish the China, and that's why they are making the global NATO so. Look, no one going to war against the directly with the China, because they are also a nuclear capable country, and so they are going to attack in their economy. So every country needs to get together, and that's why the Western countries want a group uh, that similarly can take action collectively against China. Yeah, that's the reason.
Yeah. So yeah, one more question. Anyone else who want to speak, you can also speak, and if you do not know, yeah, you can listen, bro. Suraj, do you want to speak?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You open your mic.
Want
Yeah,
to
you can
say
speak, bro.
something? Yeah. So, in my point of view, India should make a relationship with, like, good relationship with China because, as we know, that we can't rely on China, on USA, because we know that recently example of Russia and Ukraine war, what happening in there. NATO can stop the war, but they can, but they can't. They could not stop the war. Like they don't want to stop the war because the dominance of America on there, so that's why they can't stop the war. So in that cases, if India will not make good relationship with China, so in the future no one will like help to India because as you know that Russia is also good friend of China, so they will not come, they will not interfere in this war. Another thing is that another is one country that is USA. So we can't rely on USA, I think, in my point of view. And another thing is that China is our neighboring country. So if in the upcoming time India and China will like together work together, so in this fact India can become a like developed and also like can tackle every country, every situation easily. So that's why India should make a good relationship with China, because it can become a threat for India in the upcoming time. So if we like bilateral talk with China and make a good relationship with China, then we can tackle whole the situation and upcoming crisis. We can like easily tackle the whole situation. Yeah.
Yeah, like in my view, yeah, like India and China, if we work together, it would be good for yeah, Asia as well.
Yeah.
So I think yeah,
Yeah, but the
India and
problem is
but
China
that
yeah,
yeah,
is
we
only
yeah,
are
let me
already
complete. Yeah,
trying.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. If yeah, I said if yeah, I said if I know yeah, it may not happen. It may be happen. No one knows. Yeah, but the chances is lower here. We cannot. We basically
yes,
do not know anything about the circumstances, the future circumstances that will exist. Maybe the topmost leadership in both the country, if that change, then it may be happen that the relationship got rebuilt. Yeah, in that case, yeah, we can understand. But if you read
yeah,
the Global Times articles, yeah, like yesterday, Global Times basically published an article to support India when India basically banned the export of wheat. Yeah.
yeah.
Then in that case,
Another thing,
basically the Global Times supported China, India, yeah. And the Global Times is
Oh, no,
like the
no, no.
mouthpiece of
It's
the CCP
not
party.
like that. They are again playing with us. And look, first of all, the basic geopolitics rules are like the no one is the forever enemy or friend, and we are also on the same page. And the motive behind that, they are supporting India is like not supporting, just they make to show to normalize the relationship with the India, because they expect the Pakistan, that Pakistan would be the against the India, like the China wants to fire a gun with the shoulder of the Pakistan, but this could not happen because of the instability of the Pakistan. And uh, we can see in the future that there was a definitely will be a civil war in the Pakistan, because there are many insurgent groups are formed in Pakistan. And you've seen the recent examples of the Chinese teachers attacked, and yeah, and Balochistan Liberation Army, CPEC failure, and the many lot of the reason that China expectation is not met by the Pakistan. So China doesn't want to go against India and the make appearance like an enemy to the India, that China doesn't want to do that. And that's why the China wants to normalize the relationship, because the China is also facing the problem like COVID, and we can also see in the recently news the harsh lockdown, and they are definitely affecting their these type of situation affecting their country. And they also food grain shortage in the China, and wheat shortage. And yeah, so the internal problems are in the China, and they look, the people who are in the apart from the democracy, the people who in the monarch system, you can say that they are until the have the patience, until they have the food or the freedom. If they don't have the food or freedom, they will definitely go for the against the dictator, you can say. And yeah, there's a one party system in the China. So that's in
Yeah, nice.
China doesn't want to
By the
instability
way, I
in their
know
own
yeah, it
country.
is not possible for India to completely trust on China as well as USA because we cannot trust. But if there is something that miracle there, like there are some recent events that happened, like Chinese army, Chinese national guard basically yeah, killed in Karachi. So many bomb blasts happened at the different Chinese colonies in Pakistan. You can see, and so many people who are working from China in Pakistan, they also got died. So China is now thinking that we did something wrong, that we started to invest in Pakistan, but this country is unstable. Yeah, we cannot trust. So nowadays, you can see they are basically pulling back all the Chinese tutor. They basically run away from Pakistan, yeah, to save their life. So in future, like if we think like India and China, they both cooperate to each other, then it would be good for us because we cannot trust on NATO countries. They will never ever come, yeah, to India against the China. They will not support India in any case. I have said in articles, that article is Asia Times. No one care about India. They basically want that India should speak against the Ukraine and Russia issue. We should do something that basically yeah match with the philosophy of the Western countries. They want something like that, but they do not want to support India. They even did not said anything when Chinese army was basically at our border. Yeah, they did not uh, did anything here. And we have the past experience with Western countries, like in 1971, in 1990s time, we have bad experience. Like in past, when India has basically scarcity of the wheat. In that case, we basically ask from the Western country that we need wheat, and they basically send us the low quality of wheat. But now in India, when there is an issue between China and Russia and Ukraine, so the supply and demand, they basically got imbalance in case of wheat. So that's why the Indian government basically banned wheat export. Now they want that whatever the India is doing, it is unethical. They basically giving us lecture that we should not we should not come the export of the wheat. So I think they are more selfish, and I think India is basically the easy target because they do not have that much dependency on India. They have the dependency on China, so it's easy to target India, whether in case of the Paris Climate Change Agreement, whether it's a global warming, in any case, whether the coal burnings, they basically blame India, but they do not basically care about the own fault. Like the Elon Musk, they are basically planning to launch at least 20,000 satellites. No one know that will also create a debris. So I think they basically want that India should be a satellite state. They will use India like they did in past, and they will throw India. So it's better for India to be independent, to be self-independent, and we should be non-aligned forever, I think. Yeah. So this was the nice session. This topic is what I already said that it would be the completely new topic that we have never ever discussed. I have already said, so many people, they basically got bored that what is this topic? It's a boring. Yeah, it's a boring, but it's a completely new. If you listen this topic, you will get so many new things that whatever happening outside of our world, we can get to know. Like, and I can tell you, like the wheat prices got rise. So I called to my father that he purchased wheat for 1 year. Then my father basically purchased wheat 400 kg wheat here at 28 rupee per kg. But now the international prices is around 49. In India, it may be the 40. So you can see that if we know about all these issues, then we can also know about whatever happening in India as well as outside India. and we can also benefit us, because whatever the happening here outside India, that are basically impacting the normal Indian as well. It is boring topic, but it's a new, yeah, completely new. If you have interest and if you develop your interest, yeah, you will get so many things. On next week, yeah, we will do one more discussion on a topic. The topic would be the completely new that we have never ever discussed, and we will do the discussion, and people can join, they can listen, they can share their points. We cannot force you, please speak, please speak. Yeah, if you want to speak, you need to just say, excuse me, I wanted to share my view, and just speak, because it's a discussion here. It is not a debate, and it is not a Q&A session here. It's a discussion, normal discussion that we do here in GD session. So thank you so much, guys, and it was nice talking with you guys. Yeah, bye. Now, yeah, at 9:10 there would be an IELTS session by Ganesh sir. So yeah, try to participate in that session. Yeah, it would be good for you. So yeah, bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Suraj, and all other members. Yeah.
Okay, so bye.
Yeah. So wait, yeah, turning off the recording.